Alright, we are live with more Titan Quest. And now we're in Babylon. Which means more looting and clicking. Obviously, if the audio levels are a problem, let me know. It's pretty loud in my headphones, but I know I've lowered the audio on the actual stream, so. Shrine of Experience, because we need every bit of experience we can possibly get. Yep, we're back to being the local pest exterminator. Welcome, Fur. More Titan Quest. Woo, yep. We are getting fairly close to the end of it, though. Because this is the last major section of the game, is the Orient. And that starts with Babylon, and then it moves on to ancient China, if I remember correctly. So. Probably won't get to the end of it with this particular stream session, but maybe one or two more after this. Hard to say. Let's see here. Hello, audio seems okay. You had to watch from your POS phone today. Well, sorry about that, but that's good to hear that the audio seems okay. You refuse to believe this game ever ends. Well, here's the thing. The base game certainly ends. An Immortal Throne certainly ends. After that is a different story entirely, because once you get into Anniversary Editions content, which is Ragnarök, Atlantis, and finally Eternal Embers, that's where it tends to get fairly long and drawn out compared to the base game, which is impressive to say because the base game is long and drawn out. But you know what? At least it's not Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In terms of Signet Ring of Frost, this sounds like it might be better than what I've got. Kinda, sorta, not really. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, I can make the Cinderbolt thing now. I'll have to find a good point to go back and do that. But yeah, Titan Quest does eventually end. It just takes forever. Like any game of this type. And as for the results of that poll I threw up on the channel page about what to do after Titan Quest, it was pretty overwhelmingly in favor of doing something else rather than continuing on into Immortal Throne, which is a bit of a shame in some ways, namely the sense that it means that I will probably not get a review on this done anytime soon. I'm reviewing Odyssey, so I'm attempting to review Odyssey. And then I have Valhalla after that, but I'm not sure exactly what... After I get through Odyssey, I'm definitely going to need to take a break from Assassin's Creed for a bit after that, because Odyssey is... it's a lot, and not in a good way. An Ichthian Aegis. Well, that's just not better than what I've got, even though it has a higher strength requirement. Let's see. Oh no, actually it might be. No, it's not really any better. I think it's meant for more, oh no. It requires strength, so I don't know what they're doing with the stats on some of these items. You can't imagine why people don't want to see more of this. Well, remember that I started this on stream, both because it's easy for me to talk to chat while I'm messing around with this, because I don't have to think about this game too much. And because talking with chat helps to distract me from how monotonous this game is. So it dramatically increases the chance of me actually being able to properly review it, or not review it, redux it, because I already reviewed it way back when. Which was that was a terrible review. That was back when I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So, it definitely needs a redux, let's put it that way. In other news, there was the announcement that Piranha Bytes is finally officially gone. The studio has officially closed. And at this point, I would say nothing of value was lost, unfortunately. I'm losing a lot of health really quickly here. I mean, it sucks to say that nothing of value was lost in the closure of Piranha Bytes, but I mean, that studio was a shell of its former self. I do still have to go through Elix 2. I do have a copy of it. I have no idea when I'll get around to it, but I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah, most of the people who made that studio what it was left a very long time ago. They left after Risen 1. Which explains why the quality declined so dramatically after Risen 1. So... Oh, we're starting to get greater health potions. Layoffs in the industry continue. Yep. We're pretty much in the middle of the of a major industry crash. It's just that the industry doesn't want to acknowledge it. But it's not surprising. I mean, game development has become completely unsustainable outside of the indie space. And even the indie space is not exactly super sustainable, depending on what you're doing. Okay, I think why I'm taking so much damage is the amount of poison damage that these enemies are doing. So it's just damage over time effects. Also, I'm not fighting undead anymore, so I don't get that really nice bonus damage against undead, which is mildly annoying. It's sustainable if you know how to sustain it. Investors in the video game industry do not. They only care about profits, and look where it got them. Yep. Well, that's the thing. The AAA space is what I'm mainly talking about there as being completely unsustainable. And I mean, think about all the big industry announcements we've had over the past year or so. Most of the games aren't releasing until at least next year. And they've been in development for 5, 6, 7+ years at this point. They have budgets that are completely ridiculous. And the actual games themselves really don't look all that interesting. And now I'm the gardener, apparently. I'm taking out quill vines. I mean, like, I watched the Summer Game Fest stuff, and barely any of it even remotely seemed interesting to me at all. But the middle market is basically gone at this point. There's AAA and there's indie, and there's not really anything else. There are still a few of the middle market games released every so often. You do have occasional stuff like, what is it, Evil West is a relatively recent one. I think Remnant 2 specifically, more recently. A few things like that here and there. I mean, FromSoft effectively makes middle market games, even though they're called AAA these days. So you do occasionally have things like that, but even the middle market is just being phased out because the budgets for even middle market games are getting stupid. And that's what's unsustainable about it, is that the budgets are just so ridiculous these days that unless you make ridiculous sales, then you can't get enough of a return on investment to keep the studio afloat, effectively. And yeah, the investors get away with it. Investors always get away with everything because they're just providing the money. Oh, a whopping 2,878 experience. What do I need to get to next level? Let's see. 204,000. Okay. Yeah, most of the money does go to market. Most of the money really does go to marketing. But even then, the budgets are just insanely overbloated. I know Tim Kaine talked about it fairly recently. Well, not fairly recently. He talked about it a while ago on his YouTube channel about how game development has become really mired in trying to play things too safe. We're now at the Temple of Marduk. But he gave an example of something that happened during the Outer Worlds, I believe, where he wanted to have some very, very basic combat code. So just something along the lines of when an enemy is attacked, the amount of damage done to them goes into a sort of array, and they just target whoever's done the most damage to them, effectively. More or less, it was just for testing purposes. And it was the kind of thing that you could slap together in the code in about, I don't know, an hour, something like that, at most. And when he told the programmers about it, they told him that it would take them 4 weeks, which is ridiculous. Completely insane. And he had to argue with them to get it down to something like 2 weeks. And now we're fighting slimes. You know, it wouldn't be a fantasy game without slimes, would it? I'm just surprised I'm encountering them this late in the game. Normally they're a very early game enemy. Yeah, that's just it. It's horrible amounts of mismanagement. A lot of the lower level developers are almost afraid to make changes and such. At least at major companies, I should say. At smaller companies, it's not a big deal because everybody knows what they're doing, and or at least hopefully they know what they're doing. And it's not hard to get authorization to do things or something along those lines. Yeah, I saw that message before you removed it. I think you're having some trouble typing on your phone there, aren't you, Mitchell? Believe me, I understand. I'm just curious what these Iron War Swords look like. Yeah, they're just cleavers, basically. Grab this Shrine of Thorns here. Shrine of Thorns reflects damage, in case you can't remember. Rookie numbers for XP, yep. I just now noticed that one. Hey there, Retro Gamer, welcome. Level 2 of Temple of Marduk. And now we're fighting Ratman. Any more verminous monsters we need to fight? Because that's what it feels like I'm just exclusively doing, is fighting vermin. Oh, there's another rebirth fountain. Probably should have grabbed that earlier, but oh well. Oh yeah, something else I'll be messing around with here relatively soon, since I only have another week or so to do it, is there is a demo version of Dragon's Dogma 2 available, and I say demo, they let you play the game for 2 hours. For free. But it's only available for another 7 days. So I'll be messing around with that a bit and then taking a look at the game, see if it's, at the very least, see how it runs, because I know performance has been one of the biggest problems with that game. I'm certainly not going to spend however much, I can't remember if it's 70 or 80 bucks on it. I'm certainly not going to spend that much on frickin' Dragon's Dogma. Let's put it that way. But at the very least, it'll let me know whether they've addressed some of the performance problems and how the game runs on my system. Give me some initial impressions of the game as well. So. Played the first game, but one of the most boring games you ever played. The second game's more the same. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the original is very boring, which is a real shame because it does some cool things. It's just it doesn't keep those up. It would rather just constantly waste your time on incredibly sluggish, dull, tedious combat against minion-type enemies at most, and drag even major boss fights down into nothingness. few minutes of cool doesn't mean much in 40 hours ago. Oh, it's way worse than 40 hours. It's more like... remember, it's something like 50 plus hours just to get to what people call the good part of the game, which is the post game, which means that you have to beat the game in order for it to supposedly get fun, which is absurd. It means the game doesn't remotely respect the player's time, and that's just downright insulting. Funnily enough, Elden Ring does the exact same problem. Or it does the exact same thing, I should say. Now we're fighting some undead again. I'm getting the damage bonus. Okay, there we go. Damage bonuses are great.
You have no more room.
Oh, yep, I can't move stuff around right now. Okay, throw down the portal stone. Okay, I don't think we want to go back there. Let's go back to, let's see, I think we'll go back to Thebes. And I'll go over here and sell.
Look for yourself. You will find no better.
See, sell this junk here, especially the stuff I can't use. And let's see, who was it that, was it this guy? No, this guy does respecking. One of these vendors can... This one, okay.
I hate formula.
Okay, I need to go get my storage. Let's see. Where's this? There should be a storage guy here, I think. Shouldn't there? Yep, there he is, right there. I'm standing right next to him. I am oblivious, apparently. Okay, I need an essence of Amun-Ra's glory. Where's the essence of Amun-Ra's glory? That's, let's see. Hag skin and a rigid carapace. Let's see. There's a rigid carapace. Where's the hag skin? There's the hag skin. And essence of Amun-Ra's glory. Where are you? There it is. Okay, in the meantime, let's see if we can find the other stuff that goes with these and combine them. Okay, there's one there. Okay, those go together. Essence of the domain of the Dragon Kings. I don't think I have another one of those. I don't think I have another one of those either. Oh, no, I do. Never mind. See, this part of the game is clearly the most riveting, is the inventory management. Obviously.
Goodbye. Do you need to stow something?
Essence of the Monkey King's treachery, not treachery, trickery. We're starting to get into the Oriental stuff now.
Your goods are safe with us. Storage? Caravan storage? Thank you.
Okay, let's
I
go
need all the regions, or I can't help you.
get this thing here. Are you sure you wish to create this artifact? Sure, why not? I mean, I guess it's okay. I still like the life leech better.
Buy then.
I could store goods for you.
I'm just gonna put this over here for the time being and sell it later if I feel like it. There.
Buy.
First few, I mean, I played Elden Ring. You can see my video on it. And by the way, no, I will not be taking a look at Shadow of the Erd Tree. In case you were wondering. I may not be able to avoid the base game of Elden Ring entirely just because it's one of the biggest games of the year it came out, but I can certainly avoid the DLC for it. DLC is more of the same, more bosses with absurd 10-hit combos. Yet oh, it's worse. It's very worse. Very much worse. I know some people going through it right now, and they are they're remarking how utterly brutal it is on the player. Like, it's having people who even had incredibly powerful builds during the base game have to completely redo their builds for the DLC just because it's so obnoxiously difficult in some ways. But it's not even it's not like it's necessarily difficult in a fair way. It's just, oh, here, have a gazillion hit combos that you basically can't dodge without absolutely perfect inputs. And so on and so forth. Welcome, Brodator. Yep, more spiders. Yay. And more junk to sell, because there's nothing else I can do with it. things I missed down here. Oh, more slimes. More items scattered around the world increase your attack and defense. Oh yeah, they definitely inflate the numbers. That's basically all modern so-called RPG development is just stats, 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 and more stats. They think number go up equals better game, and that's just not the case. I mean, hell, I mentioned Assassin's Creed Odyssey earlier. Even at level 20-ish, you're already running into enemies with something like 50,000+ hit points. It's ridiculous. Although I do have to express some surprise at Odyssey actually being more of a role-playing game than a lot of supposed role-playing games these days. Which, it legitimately blows my mind. But there is actually some level of choice and consequence, and it extends beyond even the simple binary choices of things you get during dialogue sequences. For example, I went and did some one of the missions in the game, and because I had related quest lines nearby, I figured I'd go ahead and finish up the rest of those quests before turning in this other one. Well, because I didn't immediately go turn in this other quest, it ended up not really failing the quest per se, but the outcome ended up resulting in one of the NPCs dying, which I was actually surprised by. Now, sure, it was a completely inconsequential NPC that was not going to have any bearing on the rest of the game at all. But it surprised me that they put that kind of thought into it. Of, hey, no, you can't just go and do whatever and not have it affect anything at all. Now, it's the only time in the game I've seen that does that, but it's still interesting. So now I have to fight a chimera. Great. Well, at least it's a proper mythical beast this time instead of, you know, vermin. And I'm still doing the exact same thing I did before, which is just mashing the, or not even mashing, just holding down the left mouse button and occasionally pressing one of the number keys, but, you know, it's, hey, it's an actual proper monster this time. A mythical monster. It didn't drop anything, though. Which is a bit annoying. Let's see what we got here. That's not really any better. Let's see. Babylonian Greaves. I do get a bit of a set bonus from this, but I don't have a set bonus from the Babylonian Greaves. Okay. Neat. Welcome, Theo. Look, sound like I'm having lots of fun. Yeah, clearly.
I trained so that I might one day kill a monster like this Telkeen. But when the time came, I was not strong enough to defeat him. I fell on the first blow, powerless to move. Now, because of my failure, he is the sickle of Kronos. Can what you say be true? You managed to beat the Telkeens in Crete and in Egypt. Thank you, warrior.
A few years ago, I was working on a Ghost of Tsushima review. I'm going to restart on the PC version because on PS4, I just stopped being able to put up with the game being sub 30 frames per second most of the time. It was just miserable.
Hurry. He used the sickle to slash an exit through the wall. Don't worry about me. Follow him. Go.
Yeah, so they try, which is more than you can expect from Ubisoft these days. I mean, yeah, I'm legitimately impressed by their efforts in Odyssey. It's in service of a game that's a mess, but it's still impressive that they actually made some efforts in that regard. It's more than you can say for most developers calling their games RPGs. Alright, let's see here. Sell junk. And we have a third bag in our inventory now because we completed another major quest there. Let's see here. Go ahead and activate that.
I did see this thing you speak of. The weapon it held high was like a sickle. He swung the sickle and clove a tree in half. In ancient time.
PS4 is actually short for FPS4, yeah, pretty much. It certainly feels that way a lot of the time. I mean, I've barely even turned my PS4 on over the past several years. And I have no interest in getting a PS5 either. For all, what, one game it has, which is a remake of a game for PS3 that I already have. Because everything else on PS5 that I'm even the slightest bit curious about is coming to PC or is already on PC anyway, so... And even if it's not on PC yet and they haven't announced it, it's probably going to be on PC eventually. And speaking of Sony, can we just... I feel like I'm crazy here. I feel like I'm going to be seen as crazy with this. But has anybody noticed how much they push the Horizon series, even though nobody talks about Horizon at all? it was Zero Dawn was a game that kind of came and went. It was sandwiched between releases that were far more interesting than it. And I mean, it sold okay, I guess, but and it reviewed well, but it didn't really have any lasting impact. It was just another action-adventure game in a sea of action-adventure games, and then they made the sequel, and the same exact thing happened with it. And just nobody really talks about them, and yet Sony acts like it's some massive thing when it's really not. It does remind me I really need to get around to doing a video on Horizon Zero Dawn. I've had that for quite a while now, both on PS4 and PC. I got it for PS4 for really cheap, and then it came out on PC much later on, and I got it in a Humble Bundle or something. I can't remember exactly what. Now we're fighting Neanderthals and saber-toothed tigers. Oh no, saber lions, sorry. Not saber-tooth tigers, saber lions. Clearly a very different thing. Let's see, the reason they push Horizon is because it's more marketable than God of War or Last of Us, because the rating doesn't matter these days. The average gamer is in at the very least their mid-20s. I mean, think about the biggest games of every year. A lot of them are M-rated. So I don't really think the rating used to matter a lot more because the gaming audience was younger in general. These days, not so much. Horizon Zero Dawn is clearly a masterpiece. That's why they're making it. I don't know what the obsession is over remaking things that are only a couple of years old. I mean, it happened with, it's not really a remake, but remastering The Last of Us on PS4. Like, really? Just, the game's barely a year old or so, and they feel the need to remaster it? Come on. And then they go and remake it again later. Speaking of, I don't really have any plans of getting or reviewing the remake of The Last of Us. I am eventually going to pick up Last of Us Part 2 on PC because, again, don't want to deal with the frame rate issues on PS4. Because remember, I have a base model PS4, I don't have a Pro, so I can't get the performance improvements from that. But obviously, I'm not going to pay anywhere remotely resembling full price for a game that I've already picked up on a different system, so... This meat is pleasantly uplifting in its beauty. I mean, that describes a lot of things. Just because something's kind of uplifting doesn't necessarily make it successful, though. Let's see. Zero interest in poop culture. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like current pop culture is just awful. Music, movies, TV. I mean, don't even get me started on The Acolyte. Just, ugh. That thing is beyond terrible. And of course, they're trying to blame everything on ists and phobes and all that crap instead of just acknowledging that they have an absolutely terribly written series. And that's the big thing, too. It's always deflecting blame for why something is terrible and failing away from what actually is the reason for it. It's just own up to what you did, and people will respect you more for it. Instead, you're just trying to blame things on stuff that's just not true. It's ridiculous. This poison damage is really nasty. And really annoying. I mean, it's just absolutely tanking my health. Now, you say you don't want more remakes and remasters. Trust me, you do want more remakes and remasters. You just want them of things that actually need to be remade and remastered. For example, Night Dive is doing that remaster of Killing Time, which is basically unplayable on modern systems, even though you can kinda, sorta get the version on GOG working. Actually, I don't know if it's on GOG anymore. I think it might be only on Zoom platform. I don't know 100%. I'd have to double check. But a game like that just doesn't work properly on modern systems, so it needs to be properly remastered. I mean, it's not a very good game, don't get me wrong, but it's at least interesting. It's an odd historical curiosity. Stuff like that, obviously, we still want remakes and remasters of. Or games that that had good ideas in their time, but weren't necessarily good at achieving. I mean, you think about it. If I may be misremembering because I haven't really messed around with this series much, but I think Nier Automata was a remake of the original Nier, if I'm remembering correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the simple fact of the matter is that Nier's gameplay was really weird. So, I don't know why I'm stuck there. So them remaking it wasn't necessarily a problem. Especially considering barely anybody played the original Nier. They only remake already good games because remaking a bad game takes a ton more effort. Yeah, that is true. Most difficult phrase in the world for a person to utter seems to be, "I was wrong." That is true. What's even worse is when... But what's even worse than not uttering the phrase, I was wrong, when you know you were wrong about something, is when someone knows they're right about something, but they don't speak up. For example, I keep getting into arguments with people about this, but when I talk about RPGs and what defines them, and they get mad at me for pointing out that it's not about stats and loot. That's a part of it, but that's not what they're about. And they get mad at me because they're like, no, that you need to just accept the reality that the industry has decided that RPGs are nothing more than stats and loot. And you're just being a stubborn old geezer about this. But no, I know what I'm talking about is right, and I will not budge on that just because the majority says otherwise. Oh, we've leveled up. Take care of these two guys here, and then let's see how much experience we need to level up now. 365,796 to the next level. Yay. Let's see here. What are we gonna bump up our skills in? Go ahead and just bump up the recharge on adrenaline there. Also, welcome Slow Mercy. Let's see, another game. Crash Twinsanity. Lots of fun, but it's super unfinished. Man, that's not my kind of game, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other on that one. I've never been one for the whole 3D platformer thing. Remember God of War remake? Yeah, they would definitely censor the hell out of a God of War remake. To be fair, the original game is that really dumb kind of edgy, where they were just doing things because it was just kind of for shock value. So it's not like a lot of the stuff they would actually be censoring these days. Like with the sex minigame, for example. It, actually added any proper value to the game. But, oh, I missed some gold. But still, it's the principle of the thing.
Follow it? Yes, this way is the Silk Road.
And now we're on the Silk Road. Heading into ancient China. Now we're fighting... These are Yeren. I don't know what these are. They just appear to be very large humanoids. Oh, that's some nice music. Yet again, I am reminded that that some elements of this game, like the music or the visuals, are quite nice, but then they're in service of a game that is as incredibly dull as this game is.
Your inventory
You have no
is
more
full.
room.
So now I'm fighting enemies that are level 34. Doesn't seem to matter much. Yet again, we're in a situation where levels are dumb. Alright, I guess we need to go back and sell our junk here. What's wrong with sex minigames? Not really anything wrong with them per se, but they are
A wise man would say,
very distasteful. Let's put it that way.
lucky for you, I have goods to sell to the wise.
So is this finally better than what I'm using? Not really, no. I am this far into the game. We are at the very last section of the main game, the main game here. My character is level 27. I am still finding stuff that does 2 to 8 lightning damage extra. That is pathetic.
Farewell.
More scared of them censoring the violence. God of War 2018 is close to being PG-13, right? I don't know. Let's see, you bought a vertical mouse. Feels like heaven. I don't even know what a vertical mouse is. I'd have to look that up, and I don't feel like doing that right now, so. Now we're fighting Yeti. At least I know what a Yeti is. It's a bit non-snowy for Yeti, though. I got something that I didn't mean to pick up there because I still have a nasty habit of keeping the item names on even when I don't need them on. Alright, let's see here. More Essence of the Monkey King Stricker. What did I pick up? Nah, get rid of that. Hold the mouse in a handshake position, so it's a pointer. That's. I can't really see that being good for your hands if you do lots of clicks. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm having a hard time imagining why that would be better if you had to do a lot of clicks. Okay, that's enough, Theo. See, in my experience, most of the differently designed mice are, at absolute best, very situational. So, I think about stuff like trackball mice. People who use them swear by them, but they're really only highly useful in very specific situations. And there's not really anything you can do with a trackball mouse that you can't really do with a regular mouse anyway. Snow Crag Alpha. That is a lot of damage. Holy crap. There we go. Logitech MX Vertical. I mean, I might look it up later and just see what you're talking about there. But from what you're describing, it sounds like the kind of thing that would be on LGR Oddware. All the snow-themed enemies in the lush green forest. I know, right? That's what I just said. Well, now we're at least starting to get into areas that seem to have snow. Not much, but it's more than there was, so at least that makes more sense now. It's not that odd. I mean, it may not necessarily be that odd compared to some of the stuff he has on Oddware, but it's still kind of weird and very situational, it sounds like. And now we're fighting ice pings. They just look like imps to me. But I know they're named as such because they have to be Asian themed now. You know, I wonder what it would be like for people to be going past the routes that the player takes in this game. Just following them along, not necessarily intending to follow them, just happening to follow in their wake. They're walking past the hundreds upon hundreds of monster corpses and the random junk lying on the ground, and like, what happened here? Why is there all this stuff here? And of course, if they follow too late, then of course it would be horrendously stinky because of decomp. But you know. Mark Dice of all people. I have no idea who that is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I have no idea in what context it sounds familiar. Let's see here. Asians do tend to have forests. There are a lot of forests in this region of the world. And I'd say it's a massive breath of massive breath of fresh air compared to the desert we were just in not too long ago. So, however, the snowy forest idea does get reused in the Ragnarök expansion, so there is that. Edgiest game will probably never get a remake. Today's Carmageddon. Didn't Carmageddon actually get a remake? Or was that like a sequel? I can't remember. I know there was a fairly recent Carmageddon game. And it didn't do well. Which wasn't surprising given how incredibly buggy it seemed to be. Shangshung Village. Okay.
The very nature of what they bind to.
Interesting.
May life cleave to you. Have you seen a Yeti? It was enormous. I see people travel east, see them go west. Never have I seen so many monsters. But what can I do for you? Thank you.
Alright, let's see here. Storage. Let's see. Do I have... Let's see, I know I have Essence of Monkey King's Trickery. Essence of Guan Yu's Grace. I know I don't have another one of those right now. Rigid Carapace.
Fear not, your goods are safe.
And I know I don't have any more Yeti fur because we only just encountered them. I'll go ahead and store these boots as well.
Tread lightly and with speed.
Carmageddon remake was 8 years ago. Okay, yeah.
In past times, my son left some days ago.
Get that. Let's see here. Okay. We are in the Western Silver. We're making pretty good progress here. I keep picking up side quests even though they don't really matter. Is it worse than Carmageddon 64? I mean, I haven't played Carmageddon 64, but from what I remember about the Carmageddon remake, the frame rates were atrocious. It was very buggy, very crash prone, so probably worse than Carmageddon 64. Better than Superman 64. It's not hard to be better than Superman 64. Got a Pang Claw now. My inventory is rapidly filling up, or I should say storage is rapidly filling up with these various upgrade items that I just don't use. Best part of the Carmageddon 64 German version changed the already censored pedestrians and zombies into dinosaurs. Honestly, that sounds more fun. We got a cave over here. Oh joy, enemies that literally spawn out of nothing. Isn't that fun? Oh, and they slow me down and freeze me. Isn't that even more fun? That's a bit annoying. Oh, okay, that was a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, holy crap. Oh, because you're level 43, no wonder. So that's what, let's see here. 23 levels higher than me. And I get 4,600 experience for that. Okay, this is not a Shamshir. This is not a Shamshir. This is more like an Orc Cleaver. A Shamshir is a nice, very strongly curved sword. It's a saber. And they also did not exist back then, so, or back in the time this is depicting. So, there's that. Imagine if Night Dive remastered Superman 64. I mean, would they make it playable, or would they keep it basically unplayable? That is the major question, because that's kind of the entire reason someone would want to play that game in the first place, is because it's so awful. At least these days, I should say. Back in the day, obviously, it was because, oh, hey, it's a Superman game. That sounds like it could be fun. Oh, no, it's terrible. But these days, people play terrible games because terrible games can be funny. My kind of music, a wide variety of things. A very wide variety of things. It mainly depends on what I'm in the mood for. But a lot of rock, a lot of metal. Old school metal, I should say, not so much modern metal.
Well, if you hadn't come along just when you did when I reached the village.
Schlagmusik. Neuer deutscher Helter. Tom Waits. Name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place the type of music. I'd have to look him up later. Earthen barrier. Let's see what we got here. Earthen barrier. That's a pretty good shield. Grants a Steel Briar Award. I'll go ahead and swap that over to my other loadout there, just for the hell of it. Let me just corral a bunch of these guys here if they're even going to attack me. Come on. Give me something to work with here. Give me a nice big group so I can throw those down and just clobber the crap out of them. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Nubaz Nagamaki. Okay, we are already having more problems with naming conventions and weaponry. That is not a Nagamaki. It is a good weapon, though. Let's see here. What else is up besides Asian Forest? Let's see here. Well, I mentioned earlier that I started Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that has been rough, to say the least. And then, whenever I end up getting that done, it's on, not immediately on, but the next, the only other major Assassin's Creed game I have left to cover, that I currently own a copy of, I should say, is Valhalla. I'm not looking forward to Valhalla at all. I do still have the Chronicles games I need to go through as well. But those are side scrollers, so they're not the same thing. With the Chronicles games, I'll probably go through all of them in one video. The only one you've played is Liberation on Vita. Liberation was eh. I've reviewed all of the Assassin's Creed games except for Valhalla, Mirage, and the Chronicles games. Oh, and the handheld spin-offs. So stuff like Altair's Chronicles. I haven't reviewed those either. But all the mainline ones I have reviewed. I'll probably go back and do a redux of the original at some point. Because that's a fairly old video at this point, and it's an old crappy video, so. Oh, we're out of the snowy mountains. Now we're back into forested regions. Oh yeah, I also haven't reviewed Freedom Cry yet, but that's technically a DLC turned standalone, so. Actually, so is Liberation, now that I think about it. So, somebody mentioned dinosaurs earlier. Guess what? Now we're fighting dinosaurs. Because why not? Let's see here. I assume you meant to say the bad Assassin's Creed games there. Why? Because, well, I want to get them over with. That and the, they'll make pretty good fodder for the updated video on what makes RPGs what they are.
The spirits of our ancestors have turned on us. They are attacking anyone who goes near the temple. You see, stranger, how...
Oh, very good. Come, stranger. We have some good things for you today.
Just sell all this junk. Let's see here. I don't want to sell that just yet.
Farewell.
Let's see here. Most Assassin's Creed games look mediocre. That's because most of them are. There are a couple of standout titles in the franchise. Obviously, Assassin's Creed 2. The original, just for setting the whole thing up. Assassin's Creed 4 is the other big one. And in terms of the history of the franchise, Origins as well. Because it was the big transition away from being a proper... I mean... They haven't been proper stealth games for a while, but it was the full rejection of being any kind of stealth game in favor of just being hack and slash action adventure. Oh look, it's exactly the kinds of enemies that my weapon is very good against because it does extra damage to undead. How convenient. Is there seriously nothing else in here? Wow, that was lame.
What? The pedestal to fear it is.
There's a wall. You can no longer run from me. You cannot run from my bonky stick of death. Do I like Godzilla? It's okay. I kind of had to be in the mood for a kaiju flick. And I'm pretty rarely in the mood for one, so... Seriously, okay, look. Copper banded suit. Oh, okay. This is a. I thought that was a lower tier item than it was. I could have sworn I'd encountered those much earlier in the game. Anyway. Who's gonna clean up all this? Who knows? Nature finds a way. Let's see here. Is this a pathway or no? Okay. -1 is really good. I keep hearing that -1 is good, but like I said, I just kind of have to be in the mood for a kaiju flick, so I haven't gotten around to seeing it yet. They keep throwing tiny nets at me. If only I could reverse the process. Okay. Yet more Neanderthals. I guess that's just what we fight now. Just Neanderthals and ice raptors, and we've apparently gone back in time even further. $38 Godzilla movies, 33 MCU movies. You know, it could be worse. It could be like Final Fantasy, where there's something like 50-something games in it that aren't the Chocobo series. If you add the Chocobo series, it gets up close to 70. It's ridiculous.
All my fault. Our sacred weapons. I thought I would be a hero. That's what I thought. I should have seen the ambush.
Let's see. Oh, we got another cave. And yet more ice raptors. Because why not? Okay, this is bad. This guy does a ton of damage. Well, that took care of him, though. Let's see here. Can't remember the last movie you watched. Back to the Future 2. Now, depending on when you watched Back to the Future 2, that could either be a perfectly reasonable thing or a holy crap, you haven't watched a movie in a really long time thing. And then let's see here. Most ridiculous thing you've seen is now they're remaking. Yeah, the remake of A Fistful of Dollars. When I saw that they were remaking A Fistful of Dollars, the only thing that came to my mind is that is pure unadulterated heresy. You do not remake a Sergio Leone film, especially not with modern production styles and modern audiences in mind and that sort of thing. Although, to be fair, Fistful of Dollars is technically a remake of Yojimbo, which is an Akira Kurosawa film. Which, if you haven't seen it, is actually really good, by the way. But, there is that. But, yeah, no, they should not, under any circumstances, remake A Fistful of Dollars. It's just insulting that they're going to. Poor Skull Crusher. Well, he's certainly crushing my skull with that amount of damage. Holy crap. Good thing I have 296 healing potions. Let's see here. Imagine they remake The Good, the Bad, and they're like, I mean, they'll probably try at some point now that they're remaking A Fistful of Dollars. Surprised they didn't start with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay, just clobber these guys here. Down another healing potion. Was there any point to coming over here? Let's find out. Oh, okay. They just, I'm just dead. Okay, cool. And I spawn all the way back here. Wow. Okay. Don't you just love stun effects? Aren't they so much fun? Aren't they such a challenge? Well, I think that's a good place to take a quick break here, so I'm going to go take a break, grab a snack and a drink, and I will be back afterwards. So, stay tuned, folks. Alright, I am back. Sorry about the long break there. But, went ahead and grabbed some food, and it took a little while to eat it. Alright, let's see here. He remade Good, Bad, and the Ugly, then Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Quentin will definitely be furious if they remake The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay, that's a lot of... We're fighting Dragonians now. At least this is kind of a mythological-ish creature. At least now I'm not fighting verminous monsters again. So there's that. Takes a while to recover from Titan Quest. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Oh, we got the Babylonian helm now. And it's not really any better than what I've currently got. That's disappointing. I mean, I know there's a set bonus for it, but... Now I gotta go get my lost experience. Because remember, every last bit of experience matters in this game. Okay, that is just BS. That's just straight up BS. Calling it a meteor strike that just insta-kills you. Yeah, that's just BS. What level is this guy? This guy has to be close to level 50. Easily. If he's doing that much damage. I feel like I'm doing a Soulsborne boss run back. Oh wow, a whopping 1,640 experience recovered. Experiencing this game to the max! He is level 31? What? So yeah, he stuns you and you can't get out of it, and then he just insta-kills you with a meteor strike. Okay. Yeah, screw that. I'm not dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. That's bullshit. Having to endure more Titan quests after dying is the harshest punishment they can give the player. It really is. It really is.
Over the mountains.
The tedium never ends. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. At least now I actually have area effect attacks that can actually do some crowd control. Okay, let's see here. Welcome, Bert. Let's see. Is this game fun so far? No, it's very much like Diablo, which means that it's very boring. And as far as so far goes, I mean, we are... oh. It's not letting me do world map from here. Let me take care of this real quick. As far as so far goes, as you can see, we've already gone through the entirety of ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. We are now in the Orient, which is the final part of the game. So, so far, no, it's not fun. The tedium never ends.
I do not if the weapons stolen.
Where's our... There we go, there's a shop.
I will sell it to you. Come again.
Is there a storage guy here? Yes, there is.
I have tripled my caravan since the monsters.
Let's see here. Oh, we got 2 more saber claws right there. That's good. Demon's blood. Do we have any more of that? No, we don't. What about pen claws? No, we don't. Okay. Go ahead and put that right there.
Tread lightly. Add with speed. One man yesterday. Well, pair of Neanderthal boots.
Look at all this random crap in my inventory here.
So long. All people betray. Fair to all.
Oh, we are now at the point where we're getting greater healing potions. I might as well go ahead and get 100 of those. Why the hell not? Not really worried about greater mana potions right now.
Thank you.
Welcome, Rakia. As far as Age of Mythology DS, I'm not sure when I'll get around to that. I'll definitely be getting around to Age of Mythology DS, but I just don't know. Or it's technically Age of Empires Mythologies is what they termed it, or titled it, I should say. But I don't know when I'll get around to it. I'm still trying to catch up on a few things this year, so. And yeah, these games get very grindy and very repetitive. Very grindy and repetitive. Let's see here. Yep, more crap that I can't use. Another greater health potion. Why not? They're quite useful, especially considering this game is practically potion chugging simulator these days. Blah blah blah. Words are eluding me at the moment. Have a look at my wares. Wait, what do you mean you're not going to take a look at my wares and are only going to sell me your excess junk? Those guys are annoying. Any enemy that runs away from you is annoying.
This will not be open.
Ah, a gargantuan yeti. And he froze me. Isn't that fun? That's very annoying. Please stop that. I really hate stun, freeze, that sort of thing. It just drags the fight out. It's just like, hey, I'm just gonna get a bunch of free hits in here. That's enough of that game. There. And he just flops into the ground. Okay. Physics. Alright, let's see what we got here. More junk that I find utterly useless. Awesome. You know, I keep getting bonuses to pets, but I don't have a pet, so that's utterly useless. As if the game couldn't be any more tedious. Yeah. That's how they try to make the game more difficult, is by just dragging things out more. It's not so much actual difficulty as it is just an endurance run. Just how long can you put up with the BS? Although, the bunny's just kind of flopping into the floor and getting stuck or just falling through entirely is definitely amusing. I gotta give it that. That's not intentional on the game's part, of course, but it's still funny. Physics. Oh, we got another saber claw. At least now the game's actually making me use more of my abilities instead of just constantly holding left click. Although I'm still doing an awful lot of left clicking and holding it down. Oh, we got a green item here. Let's see. However, it's not part of a set. Does give some decent resistances at least, but that's not saying much. More demon's blood. Okay. Yep, you're leveled up. How much is it going to take to get to the next level? 396,978 experience. It might as well say 400,000 experience to the next level. I'm only level 28. Max level's 80. If I remember correctly. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, let me look that up real quick, just to make sure. Just to make sure I'm not crazy. Titan Quest max level. Level cap and anniversary edition is level 85, and it's already taking me 400,000 experience to get to the next level. The stat bloat is real. And thoroughly obnoxious. Usually you can't get to max level on your first playthrough in these games. It depends. It does depend on the game. It does depend on whether you have expansions installed or not. When you get to the end of Immortal Throne, you're likely to be close to the original cap, which was not 85. I think it was actually. Let me double check here real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so Immortal Throne raised the level cap to 75. Let's see here. What was the base game's max level cap? I mean, all the information I can really find here is just for Immortal Throne versus Anniversary Edition. Okay, it looks, from what little I'm able to find, it looks like the level cap in the original game was level 50. Then it bumped up to 75 with Immortal Throne, and finally 85 with Anniversary Edition. But the idea was that once you got to the end of Immortal Throne, you were probably fairly close to the level cap. Of course, it also depends on which difficulty you're playing on. If you're playing on higher difficulties, obviously you get more experience. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to just bump up my defense mastery by 3 there. Is that everything? Is that... Oh, no, there's the exit over there. More Yeti fur. Okay, they do hit for quite a lot of damage, so there is that. You grinded Fallout 1 to get to level 20, just be ready for the end. Yeah. Funny part is, with Fallout 2, there's not really any amount of grinding that can truly prepare you for the end of the game. Because the simple fact of the matter is, Frank Horgan is just an absolute monster no matter what you do. Oh, we got another portal here. Where's the... Okay, so now we're on Eastern Silkware. We're about halfway through the Orient now.
Sky smiles on the traveler. Earth gently holds his feet. Day and night are a soft song the great spirit sings.
Yeah, quit babbling and just take my random crap here that I can't use. I got 4 million gold. Isn't it grand? I mean, I'm not going to use it for anything, but I have 4 million gold.
So long.
Let's see here. And we're still just fighting tons and tons of Neanderthals, because reasons. Let's see what's up here. Oh, more Jinn. I'm not really sure why we're fighting Jinn in China, but, you know, whatever. Only several more hours of this, yeah. From what I remember, the Orient section of the game is fairly short compared to the other sections. But it's been a long, long time, so... Because, I mean, think about it. We got through about half of the Orient section of this game in the span of, what has it been? About 2.5 hours, give or take. So. The same could not be said for the earlier sections of the game. Okay, cleared all of them out. Some gold. And a health potion. Even worse to immediately come across a video where a guy beats him with no armor. What was this in reference to? I may just be oblivious at the moment. Oh no, Frank Horgan, right. Duh. I mean, some people do crazy challenge runs and they're able to do it, but yeah, Frank Horgan is just, he's not a fun fight at all. He's kind of one of those archetypical old school RPG final bosses where they just ramp up the difficulty because they can, basically. He is one of, if I remember correctly, only 2 or 3 characters in the entire Fallout franchise who have maxed special stats for everything. He has a max in all the stats. I know Ulysses is another one. Ulysses from New Vegas. I can't remember. I think there's one more, but I can't remember who it is. But I know that Ulysses and Frank Horgan have maxed out stats. Because, you know, final boss, obviously they need to have maxed out stats because reasons. Okay, we're just clearing out the entire Neanderthal population. Little did we know that Neanderthals did not go extinct due to shifting climates or anything like that. No, it was because one person just annihilated them on a trip through the entire ancient world. Just by themselves, absolutely annihilated an entire species. And of course they did it in the name of heroism too. Because clearly that's what heroes do. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, we got more raptors. This time they're jungle raptors. We're not in a jungle. We're in a forest. We got a Shrine of Experience. We need that. Any amount of extra experience is good. We got another Ankh that should actually complete that particular item. Enough with the damn freezing effects. It's a very tiresome game. It just delays the inevitable. Why are you not opening the chest? There we go. Asteroid stories. Clearly some kind of cover-up. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, little did we know that the entire reason that various mythological creatures no longer exist in this world is because of one hero who just ran through the ancient world and completely annihilated everything in their path. And now we're in Outer Mongolia. I expect there to be throat singing. If there is not throat singing, then... well, is it really Mongolia? Oh, we got tigers, or tiger men. Yeah, tiger men. Why you no attack? Jeez. The amount of damage I'm taking. Oh, and of course they're slowing me down, because why wouldn't they? Quite a lot of distance covered very quickly. Yeah, from what I remember, the basic problem with the original Titan Quest is that they got through ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. And once they got through all that, well, there wasn't as much time and money left over to develop the Orient section of the game, so they just kind of had to blaze through it. But I could be misremembering. And we're back to fighting zombies because of course we are. And skeletons. Okay, that's quite enough of that game. I'm quite tired of being slowed and stunned and frozen. Does not, in fact, make the game more difficult, it just makes it more BS. Just drags out the fights. Hot, muscular tiger men can't make this game interesting. That probably should have remained an internal thought there for...
You have no more room.
Nope, we got no more room in the inventory. I guess we need to go back and sell our random crap that is utterly worthless. See, in terms of basic damage output, this is technically an upgrade compared to my scepter here, but my scepter gets a set bonus with Ramses' royal armor, and it does poison damage, which is very nice, and it has a massive bonus against undead, so yeah, I'm just keeping that. Okay. There's not a caravan guy here. Tiger men were written out of history. It was just too embarrassing, yeah. Oh yeah, I should have gone back and gone to a different different place with some with a storage guy, so I could grab those thingamabobs and combine them. I can't even remember what they're called anymore. Charms, I guess. I don't know. Does it matter? They're an item that just sits in my storage and never gets used. Except when I feel like making an artifact with one of the pitiful occurrences of the pitifully low occurrences of recipes I get for them. Improve proficiency with all skills, whatever that's supposed to mean. Oh, we're back to killing vermin. It's rat men. And unfortunately, they're not the fun kind of rat men like the Skaven are. They're just boring, tedious rat men. You dare to run away from a Shadow Strike thing? How dare you? The Warbow of Feasting. It's a pretty decent bow. But I don't use bows, so it doesn't matter. I mean, what do I even say about what I'm doing here? I'm literally just fighting the same jungle raptors and such over and over and over again. It's so dull. Alright, we've reached the village of Guanzhong. Or apparently what's left of it, it seems. I don't know. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Okay, that's not actually a path, okay. Yep, we got an NPC over here.
Help, my daughter! She's trapped in the...
Bonk.
My daughter, bless you! You saved my...
All that for a signet ring and some experience points. Woo! Oh, didn't mean to grab the regular linen wraps there. They're not even worth selling. More extinction getting served up, yep. That's basically what we're dealing with here. We have reached the Great Wall. Oh, we got a pendant there. And now we're encountering some actual NPCs again.
Hail, traveler! Before you lies the great wall that shields our land from barbarian hordes. It has never failed us before. But yesterday, before dawn, an army of beasts overran us and passed into the mainland. We have seen these beasts before, but not in such number. It was truly our watchmen say they saw a fearsome creature armed with a curved...
Okay.
Our orders are to clear the wall, but these Peng aren't making it easy. A giant one has taken up by the guard tower over there. We thought our walls...
Okay, we'll go take care of that, I guess. Is it just me, or for the Great Wall, does this seem awfully short? And I'm pretty sure the big thing about the Great Wall is that it's a fairly tall wall, in addition to being quite long. Oh, there's the colossal Peng. Okay. Level 33, that's not too bad, I guess. There we go. I guess I go back to this guy and let him know.
You, please, take me as you...
You beat the giant ping? Yes. Using the incredibly tricky strategy of clicking and holding the left mouse button until it falls over. Now I know why Yeti keep their distance from humans. They look way too much like Dagnax. Yes, that is true. Well, that's interesting. What is that? That is... It's armor, and unfortunately, it requires way too much intelligence for me to use. You see, Dagnax is not stupid by any stretch of the imagination, but she does not have 212 intelligence. Yeah, it sounds weird to say this, but at least this is just incredibly linear here. There's only one way for me to go. I don't have to go off into little caves and do BS side activities here. It's you follow the wall and that's it. Sounds really weird to say that, but welcome to Titan Quest. It has you craving linearity. Well, further linearity, I should say, because it's a pretty linear game overall, but... Shanxi Province, okay.
So, see John's thank you for your aid, warrior. I'm mighty.
Okay, we got a Shrine of Healing here, why not? And we're back to the open areas here. So it just now gave me the achievement for defending the Great Wall, which is apparently be a man. I see what they did there. Although I'm not sure Dagnax is as swift as a coursing river. She certainly does have the strength of a great typhoon. Ow. No, is it strength of a raging fire or force of a great... Yeah, strength of a great raging fire and force of a great typhoon, right? I think. I'd know it in the context of the song, but I'm not playing the song right now. That was a mess. Did the game make a man out of me? I mean, I don't know. Already reasonably certain I was a man before I even messed around with this game in the first place, so, you know. Okay, these guys do an awful lot of damage. My lack of finding better armor seems to be finally coming back to bite me here. And now pretty much every enemy we're fighting has some kind of stun ability. Isn't that grand? Doesn't it make the game so much more challenging? And totally not tedious? Let's see here. Okay. Oh, we finally got to a village. Please let there be some sort of teleportation circle in here.
We saw this Telkin you speak of. It carried a great sickle, and those you could see the great sickle from.
If you are taking the road to Chang'an, do not stray and lead.
Alright, just sell this random crap I've collected here.
See what we have to offer. Safe travels. Where soon will Kong the mighty.
Let's see here. Go ahead and top up my
Not for warriors, okay? Good day.
just top up my healing potions there. Oh, we got a teleporter over here. Let me check something here. Okay, this counts as the Great Wall. Okay. We're getting fairly close to the end here, apparently. What did that do? other than nothing. And there's still no caravan guy here, it seems. I guess I need to go back to, I don't know, Thebes or something. Or was it the Western Silk Road, I think. Whatever I stream next, better be action-packed to make up for this. I mean, I'm not sure what it'll be.
I have tripled my caravan since the monsters.
Where's Guan Yu's Grace? There's Guan Yu's Grace. Alright. Let's get these combined here.
And with speed. One man yesterday. 12 pair of Neanderthal boots.
Look at all these items that I'm not using because there's no point to adding any of these things to items that are disposable. It's just absurd. I still don't know what this letter to Mummy is for. It's just sitting in my inventory, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Sure you got everything.
Jingyang Woods. Yet more raptors. Metal Gear Rising, the complete polar opposite of this game, anything with explosions. Now, don't you understand that this type of game is clearly the best kind of supposed RPG in existence? I mean, why wouldn't we want to just hold the left mouse button on everything and occasionally press a number key here and there? Story, characters, player agency, who gives a crap about any of that? Just whack stuff and get loot. I mean, clearly, if Blizzard popularized the genre, then it should be amazing, right? Exotic armor. Meh. That's not a saber. Sabers do not look like that. Sabers are single-edged swords with a slight curve to a large curve. They are not straight swords. Friggin' game developers, they know nothing about firearms and they know nothing about swords or axes or anything. It's just they pick a name that they think is cool and they run with it. A jade figurine, which is a quest item, right? Yep. I don't know what it goes to. Let's see here. Side quests. No, just a giant beast. Okay. Yeah, I opened that. That's it. Okay. This appears to be part of a side quest that I'm, for whatever reason, oblivious to. Oh, my favorite. Okay, that's enough with the sudden bouts of large damage, please. And the slow down. It's very tiresome. Shrine of Experience, don't mind if I do. An Ichthian Whomper. I mean, it does more damage than my scepter, but it doesn't do the poison damage. Ugh. Number go up. Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing a sort of streaming series of after this yet. We'll see. The problem with doing an action game is that it's very easy to get distracted when you're doing live playthrough, whether it's solo or with a chat. So, I don't know. We might do a strategy game or something. We might do a dungeon crawler. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, I'll throw up a poll once I have some options put together. Cringe name gives nausea to enemies, yeah. That was it. That was the big monster in the woods? Okay. Anything but this. Anything but this. Yeah. Well, just remember, folks, being able to interact with chat is the only thing keeping me playing this right now. So, you are helping me make a review out of this, or redux technically. One that I've been putting off for a very long time now, precisely because of how boring this game is. Have I tried Workers and Resources Soviet Republic? Nope. I do have a copy of Republic the Revolution, though. I haven't messed around with it yet.
I have. So down I fear I may have been in error. Warrior, your example.
Bog Dweller. Okay. Angry Plants. Really, game? Whatever. Let's go back and pick up my lost experience. That's annoying. We're at the point in the game where I have to be quicker on the potion clicking. Oh, we got gold. No, we don't want the piece of junk item. Where'd it go? Where's the piece of junk item? There it is. Obviously, the rest of the AC games should be streamed next. Ha ha ha. And we're leveled up now. We're level 29. Bump up my strength. And we'll go ahead and bump up the defense mastery to the next tier there. Okay, they are doing a lot of damage very quickly. Okay. Oh, Titan Quest, why are you doing this to me? Nope. Ran into a wall. Where the hell did my experience tombstone thing go? There it is. A whopping 18 experience recovered. Woo! Okay, that's enough of that game. Oh, no wonder it's this super powerful dude. That explains a lot. And he has a lot of sorceress friends who can just zap me from a distance. I'm getting really tired of being stunned. Why did my attack not do anything? This is ridiculous. And look at this crap. There. Now it's just the one. There we go. Finally. All that for 4,287 experience. What do I need for the next level? We're at 419,000 to the next level. Woo! So much fun! We're in the end game now, yeah. Embrace the slog. To execution, yeah, pretty much. Speaking of D&D, I'm not crazy, right? The new edition looks stupid. It's like they're making it even easier. And, like, half the art I keep seeing for it makes it look like they're trying to turn it into some sort of cozy cottagecore thing. Like, if Gary Gygax could see what Wizards have been doing to D&D, I'm pretty sure he'd be rolling in his grave so hard that it could probably power the entire world at this point. Casual D&D player, only played a couple sessions. You and some friends agreed it was fun and should do it again, but nothing came of it. Yeah, that sounds like modern D&D. It's just, it lacks something. And it just doesn't have the same kind of oomph that a lot of other systems do. So you go back to old school Dungeons and Dragons, and it was difficult, often brutally so. I mean, if you were a wizard, you rolled 1d4 hit points. If you rolled a 1, congratulations, you have 1 hit point. Back in the AD&D days, when you hit 0 HP, your character was straight up dead. There was no death save or negative HP back then. Nope, just 0 HP, your character is slain. Period. End of story. And of course, resurrection magic was really hard to come by, so. And it didn't always work either, so there was that too. Now, some of the changes they've made, I am fine with. So, for example, the whole Revivify thing. I'm fine with Revivify being a thing, and it's even with it being a low-level spell, because you think about it, it's basically like paddles. You know, you shock someone back into... What the hell? Why can I not pick that up? I can't pick up the Jade figurine. Why can I not pick up the Jade figurine? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Kind of hard to finish a campaign. I mean, it can be difficult to finish a campaign, yeah, but since the stakes are higher, you get more invested in it. you play more carefully. You don't just goof off the whole time. You start thinking more like an adventurer and less like just a player in a video game or something. And that's generally how I try to run my games too, whenever I do run them. When I'm running a system that actually is conducive to that. So something like the BRP, which is... There's actually on Humble Bundle right now, there's a RuneQuest bundle. Which, if you're not familiar with RuneQuest, is the setting and original tabletop system for King of Dragon Pass and 6 Ages Ride Like the Wind. But it's rather unforgiving. But it's also very well laid out, very easy to pick up. Bit tricky on the magic system. The magic system's a little weird. But once you get used to it, it's not so bad. And once you get used to the whole rolling a D100 for things instead of rolling a D20 or a D10 or something like that. But anyway, there is a bundle for RuneQuest on Humble Bundle right now, and if you're interested in that kind of thing, if you're interested in more old school style or... Oh, I'm out of mana. That's interesting. I don't remember last time I ran out of mana. Anyway. But yeah, you might want to look into that if you're interested in that kind of thing. But that's the kind of system I really like running. Something that's not necessarily punishingly difficult for the sake of being punishingly difficult, but something that makes sure your players actually need to be aware of what they're doing. And they can't just goof off and... I mean, a bit of goofing off is fine and all, don't get me wrong. But, make sure they actually think out their role-playing decisions and such, instead of just thinking that it's a video game and acting like nothing they do matters. And modern D&D very much fosters the idea of playing like a video game. It really has since 4th edition. So, 4th edition feels like a friggin' MMO in tabletop form. It's awful. Alright. Let's see here. What else we got? Got a bit of an offshoot area over here. We got tons of Tiger Men here.
Your inventory is full.
Oh, we gotta go back and sell our crap. We're now... Wow. Yeah, I think the next session I run of this will probably be the last one for the base game anyway.
Come, see what we have.
Seal of Essence. Nope, still not any better than what I've got.
Look,
I don't know what this jade figurine is for. I'm probably going to have to look that up. It's for a quest, obviously, but I don't know which one.
What?
Just fill up my health potions there. Might as well fill up my energy potions while I'm at it. There we go.
Thanks.
What else am I going to spend the gold on? Alright, let me go back to, I think it was the Western Silk Road. And get those items all combined.
I have tripled my caravan since the monsters.
Okay, that goes there. Let's see, Rigid Carapace. Yep, more Rigid Carapace. Raptor Teeth. Essence of Yenlo Wang's Bloodletting. I think I've got one of those, don't I? Maybe I don't. No, I appear not to. Okay, we'll just put that up. Lina Zha's Guile. I think I've got one of those, don't I? I do, in fact, have one of those. Alright, let's go ahead and get all these guys combined. So, let's see here. Rigid Carapace. And there we go. We got a whole bunch of these things that I'm not using. Ugh. Yay, more items that are effectively worthless to me. I don't know why I have a greater energy potion in the storage, but whatever. I'm just gonna sell these items. They're not gonna do me any good sitting in here. Well, I'll keep that in there just because it's neat, but I'll sell that.
Sure, you got everything from all corners of the earth.
There.
Traveler's spinal.
Back to the Chang'an region. Let's see here. Regeneration Shrine. Alright, more Tiger Man. Woo! Another one of those. I don't know why we're getting stuff related to Egyptian deities in China, but whatever. This game does not make sense. Nor does it appear that it is supposed to make sense. Oh, that's like a fishing dock thing. Okay. Oh, we got a town here.
Warrior, listen to me. How can clay soldiers come to life? The woman asked if I had seen a...
Oh, sounds like we're going to be fighting the Terracotta Army here. Didn't click the button in time. Oh well, doesn't matter. Just run back through here. Oh, jeez. Pick up my 2,000 experience, which is a tiny drop in the bucket of the 362,903 that I need to get to the next level. Oh, aura deactivated again. Okay, please stop that game. Just stop taking massive chunks of my health away for no discernible reason. I mean, I know this is pretty much the end game here, but come on. Have I played the new RimWorld DLC? No, I haven't picked that up yet. Why am I attacking so slowly? I know there's a sort of aura effect that does it. But no, I haven't played the new RimWorld DLC. Unfortunately. Been wanting to pick it up, but I just haven't. Essence of Shen-Nong's Dark Medicine. Alright, the city of Chang'an.
There was a legend that the soldiers it is a terrible development.
Hail, champion. I only just arrived by boat, back in my own land once again. Word has spread that you have traveled the whole length of the Silk Road, pursuing the Tal'Kin. The Tal'Kin arrived in this city not long ago. I wish I could help you with this task, but
Okay, let's see here.
Emperor Huang Ti, the Yellow Emperor, was a great Chinese hero and scholar. If we are right, you must move quickly.
These are terrible times.
Hey, the storage guy's here. Alright, let's see here.
That never forgets.
Put this up here, put this in here.
I will treat your goods like my own.
Sell this junk here.
See what suits long life.
Okay. Well, we've made it to the city of Chang'an. Let me get the teleporter thing, if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. And that means we only have these 2 sections of the game left after this. But I think that this is a good place to call it a session here, because it's been a slog, and yeah, I need a break from it now. So, thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm not sure when the next one will be. If all goes well, maybe next week. We'll see. But in the meantime, I have a review that I'm working on for Saturday, so stay tuned for that. I hope you all enjoy that one as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in later videos. And